It's all right. I'm Jim White, and it's transfer deadline day. That was still Irish, wasn't it? I'll
I think
practice
you've
this
got a
before
thing
we
for
come on.
Irish.
He's Scottish. Yo,
But I think
whoa! Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Footcast. And Chris isn't here today because he's unorganised.
yes!
Transfer deadline day today. I'm excited. Nathan's excited. And if there's breaking news as we're talking about something else, I'm just going to interrupt him. So,
I've got some breaking news just come up now on my screen.
what?
Where's your Brighton shirt?
They don't like
Ha!
fatties. Where's your Billy Gilmore? Anyway.
He's definitely not going Palace.
No, he's not. I don't think anybody's going Palace at the moment. Anyway, so let's talk quickly about the recent results. So, one thing that stands out from Saturday and Sunday is Bournemouth getting smashed.
I'm just going to say this now. Liverpool have got Scott Parker sacked. It was Liverpool's fault.
Do you know what, right? I sympathised with Scott Parker until I actually read into what happened. Okay? So he'd made a comment after the first game of the season where they won. He said something about that they're basically not dipping their hands in their pockets for players. And then Saturday happened. And can I just say that Jurgen Klopp putting his arm around him, there's a lot of debate about that. I think that was pretty patronising, to be honest. I mean...
It was obviously a battering, and Liverpool knew they had to go into that game where they had to win.
Yeah.
They had to win. Not a draw, a win.
They had to make a statement.
Yeah, and they have made it. A 9-0 is a statement. It is just a massive statement. I think they were like 5-0 up at half-time.
Yeah, they were.
So the game was already done after 3-4-0 anyway, if we have to be honest. But adding there, Scott Parker, in a weird way, obviously with Bournemouth's ingoings, I don't think they've brought many ingoings in the transfer window. So obviously for him to leave Fulham after relegation, come to Bournemouth, get Bournemouth promoted, and then obviously not to get what he probably wanted because he wanted to bring players in and he probably hasn't been promised that. But anyway, Scott Parker, he's obviously gone to Fulham, gone to Bournemouth. Where's he going next? You never know.
Back to the Championship, I think. I think Scott Parker, that's no disrespect to him, I think he's a Championship manager, right? He's like Dave Jones, he's like Marco Silva, he's like Ian Holloway, as much as I hate to say it. So yeah, I mean, I was a bit shocked the other morning when he was sacked.
It just came out of nowhere.
I thought it was the fastest sacking of the Premier League era, but do you know what is?
What?
Frank de Boer from Palace.
Oh wow! To be honest,
anyway.
I actually always thought Frank Lampard would be the first one sacked.
Yeah,
but obviously not.
Anyway, some other noteworthy fixtures of the weekend: Palace and Man City 4-2 was a really good game until I've had untold amounts of abuse this week from Man City fans in my TikTok lives, in my Twitch streams, twitch.tv/Jaybur. Basically going, ha ha ha, we beat you, we scored against you 4 times in the second half. And the only thing I can say about that is Erling Haaland happened. Because last night, by the way, this is Thursday, last night he scored a hat-trick in 38 minutes. Do you know how many he's got for the season now?
He's got like 9 goals in 5 games or something.
And 9 in 5, right? And Mo Salah, when he got the record, he got 9 in about 11 games.
Yeah, he is just quality at the end of the day. He's a bargain for the summer, but he is a quality player, and he can be at Man City for a long, long time. Man City will not probably get rid of him. I do see him I wouldn't say retire at Man City, but I think by the time he's 30, he would have conquered everything at Man City.
Yeah, I mean,
At the end of the day, a team like Real Madrid or Barcelona, if Barcelona are still around
yeah,
in 8 years' time, because he's 22 now, so 8 years' time, 6 years' time, whatever, if they're still around or Real Madrid come knocking on your door, depending on what he's conquered at Man City, he might go, but
yeah,
it all depends how much he loves Man City, because his father played for Man City, so his
he
father
did.
had a
Yeah,
big influence on him going to Man City.
uh,
So no one knows, but he's got what is a 4-year contract at Man City, 5-year contract.
I think it's about 4, isn't it?
So he's
But
got 4 years. He's there
that's
for
going to
4
be
years. So.
extended, isn't it? Though. That's
Oh
about
yeah,
to be
he's 22
extended.
now. They're going to get the best out of him at his peak when he's 28, 29, because that's when a player reaches their peak at 27, 28, late 20s. And then by the time he's 30, he'll either go to La Liga or go somewhere else. I don't know. It depends how good he is by the time he's 30.
Yeah.
No one knows. No one knows.
Yeah. So Arsenal won. Brighton won on Saturday. Chelsea won once.
Yeah,
So
for one.
Tuesday night, Chelsea lost 2-1 to Southampton. That's a bad result.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is. You know what it is? It is. I'm not even making excuses here. I'm just pointing out the facts here, and I'm going to be very harsh and very firm with this. It is a new era at Chelsea.
it is.
Things are done very differently here. You've got to remember Todd Bowley has come into the club not knowing how to do transfers. He's gone in blind, where Roman Abramovich had someone doing it for him.
Yeah.
Roman gave the money. It is exciting, but it's also, you don't know, with Chelsea, this transfer window, you never know where Chelsea are coming and going. Like, we're always going to talk about the transfer deadline day and the transfers that have happened over the last few days and today anyway. But with Chelsea, like even Gary Neville said, Chelsea are like a ping ball. You don't know where they're going. One day it's been rejected, then it's been rejected again because an improved offer's gone in. Then all of a sudden it's been accepted. It is exciting. It is nervous, but at the same time, I will say this with Thomas Tuchel: he has got what he's wanted this transfer window. He has got the players he's wanted. Well, obviously he didn't want Fofana, but he wanted Jules Koundé, but we all know where that went. But Chelsea, they are going to be very topsy-turvy this year. And I will be honest, Thomas Tuchel can't moan because he's got the players he's wanted. He's been backed. He wanted 2 centre-backs. He got that. He wanted Sterling. He wanted he wanted a winger. He got that. He wanted a striker. We all know that's already been confirmed today. He wanted... he wanted a few young players as well. That he's got that. You know, he's got what he's wanted this year. He's got what he's wanted. So... at the end of the day, results losing to Southampton can't be happening. Shouldn't be happening, but at the end of the day, it's very weird. We won't win the title this year, Chelsea. We know that for a fact, but it'll take a couple of years, but it's just a massive rebuild. So
it is. And I think with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang coming in, I think Chelsea, since having Jose Mourinho the first time, I think there's been a bit of a hoodoo over Chelsea in regards to strikers, right? Yeah, you've had Drogba, right? But you've had Lukaku, Shevchenko, Adrian Moot, who got done for cocaine, but you know, Alvaro Morata, who have all dominated in other leagues, and they've come to Chelsea, and it's just not worked. Even Fernando Torres as well.
Didn't work. The only 3 strikers that worked was Zola, Drogba, and Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Them 3 have worked. But at the end of the day, Tuchel can't moan. There needs to be a lot more outgoings at Chelsea. Yeah. I think Ziyech needs to go and everything. I don't think Havertz is a number 9 striker.
No,
but
he's not.
He's a good player, but he's just not a striker.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like I said, Tuchel's been backed. He wanted 2 defenders. He got it. Wants a striker. We all know that's been announced today. He wanted Sterling. He's wanted a lot of players, and he's got a lot of players. We've spent something like 200-something million, like, you know. But yeah, I don't know with Chelsea. I don't know what is going to happen.
So Fulham are up to, I think they're up to 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah.
They beat Brighton the other night. Also, Palace and Brentford. I'm going to try not to rant about this because there's now not growing trend. There's a pattern going on at the moment in regards to Patrick Vieira and his basically dodgy changes during the games. I have watched the Palace game, and we had Eze, Elise, Zaha on, backed up by Schlupp and someone else. And Kuyate, Czech Ducore. We're 1-0 up against Brentford. We're attacking very well. And for some reason, we go 1-0 up and he puts us to 5 at the back. We bring Luka Milivojevic on, who was good a few seasons ago, but now he just can't hang in the Premier League. And, you know, we went 5 at the back. We tried to soak up pressure. We've already shown we're not good at that. And then we just give a goal away, and it's a game we really should have won. And I think if Palace really are serious about pushing for top 10, pushing for the Europa Conference League at least, we need to start winning these games. And Patrick Vieira needs to recognise that our best form of defence is genuinely attack. If you look at the way we played against Liverpool, we were attack all game, and we held them off for 60 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, with Palace, they are very much a big bogey team. Like, they will upset the big six, as they always say. Yeah. They always upset them home and away, and they've proven that over the years. Like, they beat Man United at Old Trafford a couple of years ago at the start of the season. They drew to Liverpool at Anfield this season. They beat Man United on the last day. Yeah. They've beat Chelsea over the last few times at Stamford Bridge and at Selhurst Park over the years. Like, ever since they came back, they've survived. They've not been in a relegation battle, really. They've always got...
We have been a couple of times.
Yeah, but the Palace will survive because they've obviously got the money now and stuff, and they are a massive club. They are a massive club. They're not a little club. Like, they've got a beautiful ground.
We're fucking massive, mate. We're massive.
Well, yeah, there you go. Palace are massive everywhere they go, they always say. But
look at me. I'm massive.
Where's your Brighton shirt? But Vieira has got a job, but we all know at the back of Vieira's mind and Palace's mind that if he does do well at Palace and Arteta doesn't, I feel like Vieira will go to Arsenal because he's an Arsenal legend. And he's only come into Palace for Premier League experience, and then he will go to a club like Arsenal that does have money, that is going to give him European football, whether that's Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. Not saying Palace can't make the Conference League, because anything's possible in the Premiership. This is the Premiership. No one thought Liverpool would be the way they are at the start. Yeah. So this is the Premiership. But I think that Vieira, he needs to get a few more signings in, but it closes in 4 hours, so it'll be a bit hard.
Yeah, we've only signed someone from Peterborough today. That looks like he's going to be loaned back out to Peterborough for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Palace do want Conor Gallagher, but Chelsea want 35 million, so...
We can give him Zaha. I genuinely think, even though Zaha scored most of our goals this season, I think we'll be all right without him. I think against Aston Villa.
I think Zaha's always been your player. He's a Crystal Palace player, and we all know what happened. We all know what happened at Man United when David Moyes and that. But at the end of the day, if Zaha wants European football, he can only get that the big six. I know there was rumours that Chelsea wanted him, but at the end of the day, Aubameyang is obviously, well, we all know what's happened there. Aubameyang is the answer, apparently. So, yeah. But we'll talk about that and transfers anyway in a bit, so.
Yeah, very controversial decision last night in the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
They played to 98 minutes.
I feel for Newcastle. Can I just say, it's called Sir Jurgen Ferguson now, by the way. Sir Jurgen Ferguson.
No, but the thing is, I watched only the highlights, but there was a lot of talk about it on TalkSport this morning. And the actual rule is, did you know this? When they hold up the board and all that, it's a minimum of 5 minutes, a minimum, right? A minimum of the time on the board, obviously. Apparently, the reason it went on that long was because
Nick Pope.
Newcastle, yeah, there was Nick Pope, and some of the other players were just rolling around on the floor, time wasting. So the referee was having none of it and was adding time on.
Yeah.
I totally agree with what was said this morning by, I think it was Danny Murphy said this morning that it's not down to the referee whose fault it was that Liverpool scored. It was down to Newcastle. I saw the goal last night and it looked like they weren't even defending it because they were too busy doing this, right?
Yeah.
They didn't defend the corner.
That's the thing, and I did feel for a bit for Newcastle because they have actually done all right this season. I mean, Isak, he's going to be such a player this year. His goal against Liverpool, to score on your debut, at the end of the day, amazing. I mean, obviously, everyone's going to be talking about Haaland and Núñez and stuff, but them two will be up there, of course. Like, especially Haaland. I think Haaland will win the Golden Boot this year. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably on everyone's lips, but I don't think Isak will be far behind. I don't think he will score the same amount, but he might be shy of 5 or 6 goals.
Consistent.
Yeah, that's what I think of Isak. Yeah.
So, of course, Arsenal flying high at the top of the table with 5 wins from 5. Man City just behind them, Tottenham, and then in 4th is the Scum, and then Liverpool is in 5th. But there's some surprising names in the top 10. Leeds, Fulham.
When you mean the Scum, do you mean Brighton or Tottenham?
Okay. Leeds, Fulham, Southampton, Chelsea, and Brentford. Palace are 13th at the moment. But the bottom 3, I think Leicester are in trouble. I really do.
I think they are. I think if they don't win tonight,
they
are in trouble. I mean, it's obviously a sticky situation for Leicester because Leicester have always been that team that sell players very early on transfers.
Yeah.
They don't sell them late like with Fofana, but we'll get to that in a minute, obviously. But obviously, as much as I like Brendan Rodgers, I think Brendan Rodgers is a quality manager. I think he is a really good manager, and he does deserve a job at a big club besides the Liverpool, but he couldn't win the league at Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
He lost the club after the year they nearly won the league. So he does deserve a chance at a big club besides obviously Liverpool. And I know he's done well at Leicester. He won them the FA Cup. He won them the Charity Shield. He nearly got them into Champions League football, but I think there's so much a big cloud over Leicester with Tielemans not really want to be there. Obviously, Fofana, he got left out of the squad because he didn't want to be there no more because players like Tielemans and Fofana have realised they've had the heartache at Leicester with not finishing 4th 2 seasons in a row, and it's going to get to them. So they're probably thinking, well, if someone like Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, Tottenham, they're all knocking on my door, they're all thinking, well, we want European football, and that is the cry, European football, because that's every player's dream besides the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit tight, isn't it? It's a bit tight for Leicester, but it remains to be seen what happens in the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead, we've got... Oh, I've just clicked it up. No, I haven't. Saturday, we have the Merseyside derby at 12:30. Brentford, Leeds, Chelsea, West Ham. That'll be a good game. Newcastle, Palace.
Are you at home or away?
We're away.
I think it'll be 2-1 Newcastle.
Could be, but Palace could just pull it out.
With Palace, you just don't know what's going to happen with this year. You don't know if they're going to win, draw, or lose, but they will upset a lot of people as well.
Yeah. Then you've got Forest, Bournemouth. That'll be a must-win game for both of them. Tottenham, Fulham, Wolves, Southampton, Villa, City. Sunday, we've got Brighton and Leicester, and the big one, Man United, Arsenal. That'll be interesting, to say the least. So let's move on. Transfer deadline day. Julian Draxler, it's literally just popped up as well. Julian Draxler signed for Benfica on loan from Paris Saint-Germain.
It's going to be... it's going to be very interesting and stuff. Like, it's going to be... It's very interesting transfer deadline day. Like, it's a very, very interesting one, but deadline day, the summer window is always interesting anyway. Like, I know a lot of teams got their signings done at the beginning and stuff like that, but obviously we know with certain ones like Aubameyang to Chelsea, will that work? As a Chelsea fan, yes, but at the same time, he knows the Premier League. He's worked under Tuchel. Tuchel wanted a striker. He's got a striker. But will it work? No one knows.
I think
he'll get goals, but will he be the answer to our number 9 curse? No one knows.
I don't think so, to be honest. I think you're going to be looking for another one in the summer again.
Yeah, I think
no
so.
Disrespect to Chelsea or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It's just, yeah, you never know.
I personally think Brozier deserves a chance as well. I don't think Chelsea will give him the chance properly. Mm-hmm. He looked good when he came on against Southampton. He did actually look really good.
Did he?
I thought he did. He got a good half an hour.
Mm. So
but it depends whether he'll start on Saturday against West Ham unless Aubameyang's registered. Well, he will have to start because Aubameyang is out for 3 weeks to a jaw, fractured jaw.
Yeah. So this could be Brozier's chance to go, hang on a minute, don't forget about me here.
I hope so, because I hope he doesn't start Havertz again, because it's frustrating seeing Havertz starting all the time.
I think Tuchel may not want to do the same mistake as, who was your last manager?
Lampard,
not Lampard. The same mistake as your past managers have done and just overlooked Tammy Abraham, and now look at him. You know, Mourinho's got the best out of him, and I think he should be genuinely considered for the World Cup.
I do too. I think we made a massive mistake selling Abraham. The thing is, the Chelsea squad, there's so much talent in that academy that's come through.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Chris ain't here, because Chris will say Mason Mount is not talented, but Mason Mount is a quality player. I think also Christensen came from our academy. He done well. I think obviously Callum Hudson-Odoi, it's not really worked out at Chelsea, but hopefully when he goes to Leverkusen, it works out there. I think, honestly, the talent in Chelsea's academy is amazing, and I personally think we've got the best academy in England, and that's honestly not me being biased, that's me being honest.
Sorry. Anyway.
But yeah, I hope it does work out for Aubameyang, but we'll see.
Breaking news. Bournemouth exploring late Nathan Redmond move. Even further breaking news. Chelsea are in talks with Juventus for Denis Zakaria.
Really?
Yeah. I think a move like that.
I've got Sky News on now, so
it says from Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea have just approached Juve for Denis Zakaria. Talks has just started as the Sangaré deal is ongoing right now. Chelsea are offering loan with a buy option. That's interesting.
The thing is, Chelsea do need one more midfielder, because obviously with Kante and Kovacic, especially Kante getting injured more. But I hope Conor Gallagher does get another chance, because, yeah, it was a red card and he was fucking stupid for doing it. And, yeah, Tuchel was right. It's his own fault. It's no one else's fault. And you can't... And this is why I'm glad Chris ain't here, because he was like, yeah, but it's the system. But Tuchel went for a 4-4-2. So he played Conor Gallagher in a position that he can play.
Yeah.
Because Chris is right. Sometimes Chelsea's system hasn't worked, but all Chris seems to do is dig at Chelsea. When now we've done it the way Conor Gallagher wanted to play. He wants to play centre midfielder. Conor Gallagher plays centre midfielder. You can't blame Tuchel and Chelsea for him getting a red card. Mm. But we'll see. I hope he gets another chance. See. And then he'll be back against West Ham anyway. So.
I'll tell you this now. Shout out to Joe, one of my viewers and my mods on all platforms. He said it. He got it nailed on. I think it was last year. He said, you and Chris could be discussing 0 and it always come back to Man U and Chelsea.
It does, but honestly, you got to admit, he does have his like. I love Chris like a brother. Let me just say that I love Chris.
Yeah.
We're all friends here. At the end, this ain't set up for your entertainment. This is actual arguing and debating, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But it's just honestly, he will continuously like say Mason Mount, Reece. He'll say Reece James ain't that great, but Reece James is better than your whole defense in one. Sorry, but it's true. Like he pisses all over Varane in one. I'm sorry, but he does. Reece James is much better. Reece James is probably the second best right back in England with Kyle Walker.
Taller than Martinez. Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, carry on.
Toffees. Everton, by the way. Everton table late. Brereton Diaz offer. Ben Brereton Diaz. Oh my god. I can't see Everton staying up this season, to be honest.
I do. I actually do. And it was quite funny last night seeing Arsenal winning against Aston Villa because anyone saw Gerrard crying. It's just funny because at the end of the day, if Gerrard is not careful, he could get sacked, and that's the truth. And especially with obviously rumours coming out that Aston Villa have just rejected an improved bid from Arsenal for Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, I'm reading that as well.
And we've just and our bid for Edson Alvarez has in doubt because Ajax don't want to sell, considering they just sold Anthony as well to Man United for 86 million. But wow, what position is Anthony anyway?
He's a right winger, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or left. He can play right and the left. So he might be taking Rashford's place. I'm not sure.
I don't know with Anthony. I mean, Ten Hag has obviously signed a couple. He signed. Obviously, they've just got Dubravka on loan as well from Newcastle. So where does that leave De Gea?
I think Dubravka's going to be back up. I think.
Yeah, but he needs to play.
Yeah, Matty Longstaff has gone to Colchester United on loan. That's not surprising, is it?
No, there's been a few decent transfers and stuff. Obviously, Dan James gone to Fulham. He's having a medical at Fulham on loan from Leeds. And I'm quite surprised at that because I thought Dan James would have gone to Leeds and bossed it, but it clearly hasn't worked out at Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, one of the transfers today that have surprised me is the fact that Manuel Akanji's gone to Man City.
Oh, yeah.
Shoring up their defence there.
One of the ones that signed me is that Nottingham Forest signed Willie Bowley from Wolves.
Nottingham Forest have signed 19 players now.
I swear they've signed like 9. I swear, and all 19 of them are defenders. No, I'm joking, they're not. But they've spent over like 100 million, haven't they, Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, I mean, they better stay up this season then. If they're investing all of that money that they got, they had better stay up. Because otherwise, it is just going to be not good for them.
Yeah, it might be.
Talking of transfers, do you know Chelsea have broken a record in this transfer window for the team to spend the most money ever in a transfer window? Do you know what that figure is?
How much is it now? Because it's like 10 million for Aubameyang plus Alonso, isn't it?
It is 316 million.
Yeah.
So, I think Chelsea as well. There's going to be huge pressure on Thomas Tuchel to at least get some silverware.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. I mean, there's obviously rumours going around that Todd Bowley wants to give Tuchel a 2-year contract. Yeah, give him the contract because there's no one else really out there that is good enough to there's not many managers out there now. Like obviously Ten Hag's at Man United. I know Pochettino's out there, but I don't want Pochettino. But yeah, Tuchel is expected to do something this year, considering the fact that quarterfinals of the Champions League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup final lost both of them. But there's no excuses because Tuchel has got what he's wanted. Yeah. He wanted two centre backs, as I said earlier. He got them. He got another one in Cucurella who could play left centre back, left wing back, and left back. So that's 3 positions there that he can chuck Cucurella in. he wanted Sterling, got Sterling. Wanted obviously a striker. He's got Aubameyang, so there is, no excuses now for Tuchel. He has been backed like Lampard did.
Yeah,
Lampard got backed after the transfer ban. So there you go.
I agree. What else is there? Artur has gone to Liverpool on loan
From
from Juve.
Juventus.
Yeah,
That's actually been confirmed now, yeah?
yeah. Leeds winger Daniel James
Fulham,
has
I said
gone
that.
to Fulham. Let me have a look at Twitter because usually there's some stuff on there. Let me see. All the transfer deadline day gossip. Let's go. Heather, can you hurry up, please? Dennis Zakaria has just come out and said he wants the Chelsea move.
Dennis Zakaria.
Hector Bellerin is going to Barca. It's a 1-year deal, 100% confirmed. Here we go. It's all just Fabrizio Romano. Martin Braithwaite has just signed a new contract as the new Espanyol player after being released earlier. Bamba Dieng is now not going to Leeds.
Yeah.
Dubravka's been officially unveiled.
So is Anthony today as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy one, isn't it? And I said last night on live stream, it would be crazy. I'm disappointed that Palace haven't, they haven't made much moves today. Another surprising one for you Chelsea and Arsenal fans, Willian has gone to Fulham.
Yeah, I don't begrudge Willian for that because obviously we all know during the restart his contract was coming up, but obviously COVID happened. Then they signed a contract till like July till the season ended. So Willian, he won it. He won what he could at Chelsea. He's done his part at Chelsea. Arsenal didn't really work out. We'll just see what happens from at Fulham. I don't begrudge him for going to. I didn't begrudge him for going to Arsenal. I don't begrudge him for going to Fulham. I'll never begrudge him because he loves Chelsea and it's where he made his mark more than anything else. Anyway,
I know it's a bit tight. Apparently, there's a guy that's been seen in South London. Looks like Messi. Is he going to Palace? I don't know. Acerbi's gone to Inter Milan. Most of these tweets are in French. Southampton has signed Duje Caleta-Car from Olympique Marseille permanently. What else is there? Aubameyang, Bellerin. What else is there? Edson Alvarez doesn't look like it's happening now.
No, that one I don't think that will happen. And obviously, with Chelsea wanting that striker from AC Milan, it's not going to happen until next year. Now I think like you said, we'll probably be looking for another striker next year. So it doesn't surprise me with Chelsea that Aubameyang it might work for a while, but then it'll just cut off again. You just don't know, do you?
Cristiano Ronaldo is reportedly not starting for Man United today.
What's going to happen is that Man United should have sold him this summer. They should have sold him. And then 1 year left on his contract. You're going to let him go for free.
He's not going to go now, is he? I
mean, he won't even go in January.
It's now 20-7 on deadline day, and nobody's made a move for him. He's not going. What else is there? Bernardo Silva's had a offer tabled to him by Barcelona for a bid of 70 million euros and 10 million worth of add-ons.
Where does Barcelona get this money from? Honestly, where are they getting the money from?
They've basically sold all the rights. You see the naming rights to their stadium, all the rights to their TV deals. It's a bit... Douglas Luiz wants to join Arsenal. He said that about 5 minutes ago. Ross Barkley is a free agent now. No doubt he'll probably go Nottingham Forest, but for any team that is struggling in that area, maybe they could, get him.
He is a quality player. It just never worked out. It never worked out at
Steve
Chelsea.
Parish, can you sign him, please? We need someone in that area.
I think Ross Barkley would be all right at Palace, to be fair.
Jesus Christ. Iago Aspas. He's going to Barcelona. 1 year contract with no option for a further season. He's signed until June 2023. What? Wow. Crazy. Everton have got Idrissa Gueye back. Yeah, I think that's all we can say for this podcast. Memphis Depay has 4 potential clubs he could sign for. Chelsea, Sevilla, Real Sociedad or Marseille. I mean, if Chelsea was... Huh?
The thing is, Barcelona have sold their livelihood, really. It's just a disgrace, Barcelona. Honestly, you sold everything. You sold your rights. You just basically nothing. You struggle to register all your players as well. And
they're still in debt as well. And also, Jordi Alba is very angry with Barcelona for having been negotiating for him with Inter Milan behind his back. That's horrible.
That's probably and the thing is, they should have just sold De Jong as well, because they could have got money for De Jong. They should have just sold it. What Man United offered, he would actually be good at Man United, but they should have just sold him. Chelsea in talks with Juventus over the deal to sign midfielder. Just said that anyway.
Anthony hoping to make history under Ten Hag. I think that's about it for this week's podcast. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like. Comment down below what you think is the best transfer of this window, and also, if you're a supporter of another team and you want to appear on this very podcast, get in touch and we'll have you on. Any last words for you, Nathan?
No, just enjoy deadline day, and then just if your team has signed anyone, big congratulations. If your team hasn't signed anyone, well, see what happens for the season. But good luck for the season, and hope you've enjoyed the rest of deadline day.
Cool. If you got this far, comment down below. Here we go. Shout to Fabrizio Romano, or Chris is a ginger something or other. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.